Hello. Okay. So this is another week update thing. This week was a doozy. um, Whereas with the past couple weeks, not much has happened. Mostly just trying to email people. This week stuff happened. So early in the week, I sent out a last final email to the Pasco school that never responded. This was my third time trying to get in contact with them, and I was like, "Hey, can we please figure this out? And I'd like to get this started as soon as possible." Um, and they never responded to that. So I'm like, fine, I won't work with them. Uh, then I got in contact with the other school that I was trying to work with, and because they said they were going to try and talk with their principal about it and figure things out. And so it had been a while since I'd heard from them, so I contacted them. I was like, "Hey, how are things? I'd like to get this started soon. So can you, did you talk with your principal or whatever?" And then they came back and they said, "Sorry, this isn't a great time for our school, but thank you for the offer." And I'm like, "Okay, like, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know." So then it was back to the drawing board. And I had to figure out what schools to work with. Um, and so I was like, maybe it's the PSD thing. So then I was like, I'll go over to the Richland School District, where I'm from, and I'll try and get in contact with a couple of the more needy schools there. And so I tried contacting Jefferson and Marcus Whitman, and so far, Jefferson hasn't responded. Marcus Whitman up front was like, "Yeah, now's not a great time." So I'm like, okay, that's basically 3.5 schools that's turned me down. I'm gonna send another email to Jefferson today, following up, being like, "Hey, did you see my other email? I'm only gonna contact them 3 times to give them a chance, but I also don't want to be hounding them and making them feel overwhelmed." So, I might also try and revise my email. At this point, it says, "Hey, I'm trying to do this thing," but it doesn't say that I'm trying to do this thing now, because it's hard to connect with people at the moment, and because we don't have that connection, and that's why I want to do it now. So I think I'm going to revise my email so it says that, so that they're not like, "Okay, this girl's crazy." I mean, I might be. So I'm figuring out where to go next, and if schools aren't working, first I'm gonna try and contact some people I know in the schools. I know some people working in Richland schools, and I know some people working in Pasco schools. So I might try those next, and if that doesn't work, then I'll probably change who I'm trying to work with. I'm still gonna try for at-risk kiddos that are like first, second grade, but I might try and partner with a library instead, or something like that. I've worked with the West Pasco Library before on a couple projects, and I know one of the librarians decently well on a professional level, and so I think I might be able to get something started there if nothing works school-wise. So I have notes down here. So yes, in addition to my emailing schools and that falling on its face, I had a meeting with a Girl Scout Gold Award person, because I'm also trying to make this my Gold Award. She was like, "Okay, this is awesome. Would you mind sharing it with the committee on Tuesday and getting it actually approved to be a gold award. And I was like, cool, awesome. That is terrifying. But so that's coming up here on Tuesday, and I need to iron out a couple things before then. And then in addition to all that, I got a lot of work done this week. In addition to all that, I also started making the curriculum. So basically I planned out 10 sessions. Remember, there's a week in between each where there's a break. I can pull up the curriculum here. But I planned out 10 sessions. Unfortunately, only 3 are going to be within the, what am I saying? Within the, goodness. You're staring into the void, sorry. Within the scope of the Genius Hour project. Wow, I can't think. But I tried to set it up so there's a book every week. There's an active activity, be it like an easy yoga to a song, or like a little dance party to another song. And then if there's a craft, then what is the craft and what do I need to provide? Because I'll be providing all the materials. And then there's going to be volunteers, and I started making a volunteer guest list, and I've already told some Delta people about it, but I haven't sent it out yet because I wanted to know who I was working with first before I started getting volunteers. But one week is going to be a teen guest from Delta, be it from Key Club, from ambassadors, someone who just needs volunteer hours. And then the next week is going to be a community guest, and I'm going to try and figure out how to do that. But so I started planning things out. Everything's color coded, so it looks like a unicorn had a rough night. But so like for week 1, we're gonna get to know everyone. There's a question of the week, trying to meet everybody, and then we're gonna read a story, and then there's gonna be a lesson plan. And if there's a craft, like here, for week 3, I said what the craft was, and then what I was providing, and it's going to correspond with the story and question. And there are some fun questions, and not everything is holiday themed. I just thought that Halloween and Christmas would be fun ones to do. But so, yeah, trying to figure something out and iron out details, and we just keep hitting bumps in the road. So I'm trying to trudge along. Sorry this was extra long. I apologize. I had a lot to talk about this week. Hopefully it won't be as long next week. Hope everything goes well. Congratulations. And yeah, see you next week.